Hi and welcome to tonight's episode of Q Weekly here on Bent TV Channel 31. My name's Jayson Grool. I haven't seen you for a while, so I hope you've all been really well. We've got a great show tonight with Q Vision. We've also got Q View, a great interview with the musical play Thrill Me, and of course followed up with the fantastic Q Calendar. So stay with us, let's have a look at Q Vision and see what happened.
Good evening, I'm Harriet and here's another Q Vision. And Craig is with us in the studio, our spiritual advisor. Hi Craig.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and how are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Fantastic. You've got a reading. What is that you've got there on that paper?
I've got some information via someone's numbers, date of birth and signature.
All right.
So this gives them, it's sort of like an astrology chart, but it goes off numbers and the name. So it gives them a bit of insight into themselves. The only thing you don't need is the hour you were born or the exact minute you were born. So I can utilise that.
So it's a sort of shorter version of a I can't even say the word, numerological reading.
It isn't, it's a numerology reading.
Yes,
that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. And who have we got today? Whose reading is it?
This is for someone named Ian, I believe.
Ian, our president of Bent TV. That's going to be interesting.
Could be quite interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so you, as you know him, you can tell me, yes, you can relate to certain things.
I don't know him that well.
Okay. He's basically a very caring person. Has this sort of like an older brother type thing, has to take care of other people. It's instinctive in him. Even if he tries not to do it, he has this thing that he has to care for others.
He's a good manager. Yes.
He's very artistic. He will, whether it's drawing, writing, music, whatever, there's an artistic area there. Has a good eye for colour, so it might be like certain paintings or something that will just has to have.
Must ask him.
When he doesn't have to be organised, he probably runs late.
Oh, really?
Yes, this might be at home, so where there's no routine, he can then relax and doesn't have to worry a bit. Has leadership is a very strong word with him. He has.
That's why he's our president.
It's probably is. That's something that is actually brought with him from another lifetime. So that's already in his DNA, so to speak. His mission this time around is to develop himself and believe in thyself. He believes in others, but with himself there could be some level of, I don't know, some maybe little insecurity.
But we won't go there today,
no,
will we?
Won't, no. He likes to wear either well-cut clothes or tailored clothes. These sort of people would look solid, respectable and honest, sober citizens. They hardly ever take shortcuts because they don't want to go back and do something again. They usually appear to be conservative, but that's their outer persona. To their friends, they can be something else.
Yeah, I've seen glimpses of that.
Okay, they'd need to pass on understanding that they've gained from previous existences. Very loyal and affectionate. If he came back next time, probably be a puppy dog, because that's the sort of person he is. Very loyal.
Really? Not a cat?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because if you throw him in the air, up in the air, he might not land on all fours. These people are heavily committed to their families and their chosen families. So they also have people that they choose to be their family.
Yeah.
They express themselves in their homes. It'll be either things in the home, or it could be TVs or luxury items, the things that are important to them. They need them around them. This person could teach but probably wouldn't now, but now he teaches by leadership. He'll show someone how to do it and be on their level rather than talk down to them.
Spot on. I've experienced that.
Okay, and just a couple other quick things. The number comes to a 23, so this is this person's very self-reliant. They tell the world in no uncertain terms that they are self-reliant and want to be free. What they really mean is they would like to be free, if they could find a person to whom they are particularly compatible. Some fall in and out of love very quickly, believing every partner to be the answer to their dreams. In business they excel as there are no emotional hassles to distract them or tie them in knots. It is the professional interests of these people which keep them sane, as they have success when dealing with people in any walk of life. They can be, however, completely cold or selfish if they go onto a negative path.
It's very fascinating.
And just a last thing, these people need to be loved and appreciated.
Oh yes, I think so. Don't we all?
Yes, that's true.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
me. And
me.
on behalf of EN2.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thanks so much for that, Harriet and Craig. Now, of course, viewers, if you'd like to be read on television, you can email us at feedback@benttv.org.au with your name and, of course, your date of birth, and hopefully we'll put you on TV. Now, let's have a look at the gang from Q View.
Hi, welcome to another Q View here on Q Weekly Channel 31, your community station. Joining me are the usual girls this week, Angelique and Christabel on my left.
Everybody, nice to see you again, Michael.
Thank you, I'm well. I'm sick with a cold,
Yes.
so I don't normally look like this, but don't you hate summer colds though? It's the
Yes.
worst time of the year to get one because you can't get under the
anything.
doona and
No.
do
What
all
What summer
that.
do we have?
Anyway,
Except
we're
for
not
today.
talking about
We're not,
that.
no,
We're
we've got
talking
better
about
things.
gay cliches this week.
And what they're all
So
about.
we are talking about you then.
Well,
Well, one of.
bitch. What I wanted to say was in Rainbow or RainbowNetwork.com is a website for all the latest information,
General
and they had
information,
they had this article on there about
You were
gay
telling us
cliches,
about it, yes.
and they're basically saying, is it what we wear, drink, read, and the music we dance to that defines our culture, as in
As a cliche.
gay? But you can put yourself in our position.
I'd rather not.
Well, you like men, come on, you have
Well,
to.
I mean,
send you out of the
you know,
field.
like in this article, for example, item number 1 is white t-shirts.
White t-shirts.
Right.
Yeah, Bond's
Yes.
white t-shirt.
And then
Blue
it goes
jeans,
on
white
to like
t-shirts.
crew cuts. Hello, less said the better. And then it says like your AdFab, DVD collection.
yes,
Kath
you've
and
got your
Kim,
queer
Barbra
as folk, yes,
Streisand.
all of
Hello,
that.
I had that
Sure.
DVDs
Madonna.
before it was on.
So are
telly,
we
it
a
was
cliche,
out.
Michael?
Well, I'm going through them. Hang on. The gay porn stash. Well, I mean, I
That
think
goes
straight
without
porn.
saying.
Who doesn't
Yeah.
have one of those?
Yeah. Clubbing.
Yes.
But clubbing isn't necessarily a gay thing.
No.
Not
Just that we
necessarily.
do it better than everybody else.
And have a better time at it.
Kylie,
Oh, yes, well,
Kylie, Madonna, Barbara,
cruising.
Judy.
definitely.
She asked us about this. What's cruising? Please.
I just
in a
wanted
car
to
down the
like
street.
explain it to me.
If there's a nice young lady out there who'd like to take to Angelique went on Wellington on one of those nights,
Feel free.
yeah,
Let us know.
feedback
Let us-
at
let us know.
btv.org.au. You could be in.
Could get a date.
Mothers.
We love them.
Yeah, but I think everyone loves their mother. It's
Not
like,
everyone.
do you think gay boys are closer to their mums than straight boys?
Some of them are, yes.
Really?
Well, I believe so.
But there's still gays, mummy boy, and straight mummy's boys. So I just think it's been a mummy boy.
I think
And then they say Old Compton Street. Now, this is obviously a London article, so here it would be...
Commercial
Oxford
road.
Street, Commercial Road.
Yeah, well, exactly. And gay films,
Well.
which I don't kind of get.
No.
But are we I don't think we are. This goes back to this show we did the
Well,
other week about metrosexuals.
That's right. Yeah, I think to some extent, some people live a cliche. However, people adopt the cliche because of what they see and how they act. And if
Well, I'll
so
tell
many,
you
if so
what.
many are doing it,
Well, the gay world is becoming the straight world, and the straight world
and vice
is becoming
versa. More, yeah.
the gay world, because you can't pick a poofter anymore.
No, even
Can
the
ya?
boys.
No
even the
wonder
boys
you're
look
having
after
such
themselves
bad
these
luck.
days.
Used to be if you smelt good, look
Look
good,
good and dress good.
Hello,
look
Now
after-
we
gay.
can see a metrosexual instead.
Well, that's right. Very well said.
But there's others daggier homosexuals you'll see at
The grungier
certain-
ones, yeah.
Oh, hello.
Like at a certain hotel
Standards
where you
have
were.
dropped.
Let's not talk about
Where you frequent?
venues.
No,
Stop.
I
Yes.
swear to God, standards have dropped in our community. Although,
I've seen fun like shit snug boots recently.
yeah, but I'm sick of the whole
That's-
CM's look as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
true. That's a cliche.
He
on its
says
own.
wearing one at the moment. But do you know what I mean? Like, I was in the pub last night, and someone actually turned to me and said, do you know almost every single person in this room has got
got a
an
CM
item of
style.
CM's
CM's
on?
on.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's a label though. That's not a cliche.
It's not really a label. It's a.
Well, it is.
It's a
The
shot,
look
shot,
is a
yeah.
cliche.
Correct. That's right, because they're all much the same cut.
But our look is becoming their look, and their look is becoming our look.
I think
seem
that's
to
where
be
the
straightening up.
metrosexuals and the homosexuals, they've got that thin
There's
line,
that-
the CMs
that
and all that
grey
sort of
area,
stuff,
yeah.
and the hair products and
And the aftershaves. and
yes,
the
spending more
makeups
time on
and
your
the-
appearance.
Well, as I've said before, you know, with my vast research I do on the internet
vast-
for this show,
frequently, yes.
Gaydar.com.
actually, it was gaymatchmaker.com.au.
Stop, and did you get anything? Oh, moving on.
Research, I'm telling you, and
In-depth research.
but the number of guys who
had
say,
a
for
box of
example,
tissues there.
this is leading somewhere, by the way, who say no girls, like they don't want
the girly men, the
the
effeminate
girl.
men.
Yeah, exactly. Now, quite honestly, they are disappearing. I mean, hello, one
The
here,
effeminate-
but
Definitely.
in terms of, I think the modern gay man is more straight than
Straight-
More
when I
blokey,
was.
more
straightening up
blokey,
now.
not as effeminate.
Straightening up now. Don't
Yeah,
have the flair and
and
flamboyance they
every
used to
single
have.
ad is like straight acting, DTE, whatever
Down
that
to
means.
earth.
Oh,
Down to earth. Come on.
See, I'm not there often.
The GSOH, good
GSOH.
sense of humour.
See,
GSOH.
just goes to show I'm not there that often.
It is,
really.
some
Isn't
smoker.
that depth, isn't it? Hang on. We shouldn't go too far, Ange. We might be give away secrets.
No, but I don't
Yeah.
think that. Well, I disagree with this article because I don't think the cliches do define us because I don't think we have any cliches anymore.
But aren't we individuals?
Well, it used to
If we
be,
happen
you
to
know.
want to walk in others' footsteps, so be
I
it,
think
but
with
we're
the older
individuals.
ones you do, with the old.
No, it was like, you know,
60-year-old
we used to have an
queens, they're
image
still
of, you know,
cliche.
that bloke from Are You Being
The
Served?
the limp wrist, the
Mr.
lift,
Humphries.
Yeah,
the-
you know.
Yes, and then you've got the one with the
Isn't it
makeup and the
fabulous?
pursed lips and the that's a
And I mean,
cliche
every
as well.
poofter can turn that on when they choose to,
it's all
but
too
I mean,
easy.
it's just not,
It's not run of the mill.
and it doesn't define us.
Well, I think we're getting sick of it defining us because that's how it has for years.
Well, that's like I said to you. It's
People
like
have stuck us with that
well,
label for
all the
so
way
long now.
the way the media portrayed Pride March this year was a huge difference to how they've done it in the past.
past, yes.
That is to say, they didn't choose an image of some 20-stone man in a leather G-string to put in the Herald Sun. They just
Really good
picked
depiction of the society.
no
yeah.
two fairly normal-looking people who happened to be gay.
Well, that's not
So
with that.
the media aren't even picking up on the cliches anymore,
No.
and
They're letting it
trying to
go.
tell the community that's what people look like. That's our view here on. Don't forget feedback at benttv.org.au or snail mail PO Box 6256 St Kilda Road,
And he
Central,
got it right.
Melbourne
Well done, Michael.
8008. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. This is Ange. This is Chris. I'm Michael. See you soon.
We've been here again. Bye.
Thanks so much for that, Michael and the gang with QView. Now, coming up after the break, we have a look at the interview with Thrill Me, the musical play, and of course our very own Q calendar. Stay with us here on Q Weekly. Hi, and welcome back to Q Weekly. Thanks so much for staying with us. We've got some beautiful boys in this evening. Adrian Corbett and Nathan Butler. How are you guys?
Very well. Great, thanks.
Almost made a mistake there. Now, you have a fantastic musical play coming up very shortly, don't you? We'll get to that a little bit later on. Firstly, we want to talk about the production company that you've started, UT Productions. Is that right?
That's
Yes.
correct.
Beautiful. And how long have you guys been together, and how did that form?
Well, we sort of met at the university. We went to the Arts Academy in Ballarat, and we graduated in 2003. And we sort of toyed around with a few ideas and discussed forming a production company. And we came up with the name UT, which stands for Unholy Trinity.
Oh, fantastic.
Basically because we were the badly behaved bunch of the group. You know, a few too many early morning classes in the worst state of mind. Too many, as you said,
Champagne breakfasts.
So we thought, well, you know, Unholy Trinity, it's a good name, and we'll make a production company and we'll call it that.
Fantastic. Well, there's nothing wrong with being naughty every now and again, I guess.
What else do you do in Ballarat?
Absolutely. Now, you've been together, you said 2003, so after studying you've been together for the past 2 to 3 years, is that right?
Pretty much.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, Sean's done a few things of himself. We've been involved in various productions around, but this is the first production that, you know, our company's taken on and produced and decided on for itself.
Fantastic.
So yeah, and it's a big production. It's a great show, but it's a big step.
Yes.
Big learning curve, and we'll get to that.
All right, we'll go into the musical very shortly, but you were saying that, mentioning Sean previously, how many cast members are actually in the musical Thrill Me?
There's actually only 2.
Oh, okay, great.
You're looking at them.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. The show's bound to be a success then, for sure. Now, you're putting on the show Thrill Me, as we spoke about before, and it's about Leopold and Loeb, the Loeb story or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, Leopold
Yes.
and Loeb story.
Great. Have you got a little bit more information you could give?
Yeah,
us about that?
It's based on the true crime from the 1920s. They were known as the Thrill Killers. Basically, hence the name of the show, obviously. But basically, the thing was they started kind of small, working as arsonists and burning down buildings, kind of stealing from stores, and it finally culminated in the killing of a 12-year-old boy, was it?
yeah. In real life, he was a 14-year-old boy, but in the
Okay.
musical, they've sort of taken a bit of liberty and put him down as a 12-year-old.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
And the reason why they were known as the Thrill Killers was because nobody could really figure out a reason for why they'd committed the murder other than for the sheer thrill of being able to do it and get away with it.
Because they were quite wealthy, weren't they?
Very
Back in that time or
They were
something.
they were from 2 of the largest, richest families in Chicago at the time. So not only to find out that they were gay, they were in a homosexual relationship, but they also committed this atrocious murder, was caused a huge scandal at the time in the city.
Fantastic. We've actually moved on to the next question then, talking about
okay.
homosexuality. That's great, didn't have to cut into that one. How do they know that they're actually gay, or do they have records, or have you sort of researched into that?
There is, I mean, they were in a relationship. Basically, the crime started, Nathan Leopold had an infatuation with Richard Loeb, and Richard wasn't particularly interested. He was more into the committing of the crimes. So basically they formed a contract. They actually wrote a contract, and which stated that Nathan Leopold would help Loeb to commit the crimes, and Richard would help Nathan get off. Basically would get the sexual gratification.
Wow.
So it's a very complex relationship between the two of them, and the musical goes into it very nicely. Just, you know, the whole power play between the two, and how they managed to go from literally burning little small abandoned warehouses to committing this, well, what was termed the crime of the century at the time.
That's fantastic. That's really amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm sure it's going to be a good show. Now, what are viewers or people that decide to go along, or hopefully everyone goes along,
Please.
what are they expecting as far as not so much a gay musical, but what should they expect from the show?
Don't expect a tap number.
No nudity, no taps, and no lines of dancing chorus boys, unfortunately. It's a musical drama. You know, it's quite a dark story. You know, obviously murder, but it's not overly dense. It tells the story very well. It's very clever in the fact that some lovely songs, beautiful music, which happens to deal with quite a serious topic. And the author, Stephen Dolgonoff, has done a great job in lightening it. You know, you get some great numbers where you're discussing who you're going to kill. You know, Richard discussed the fact that he wants to kill his younger sibling. And the music is beautiful. It's a lovely little ballad, but the lyrics are really quite dark, which
And
makes it even more
that makes it
disconcerting.
even more terrifying, because you're hearing this beautiful melody, but the lyrics are so utterly disturbing and alien to what, you know, most people think.
For
That
sure, for sure. Doing the play and sort of rehearsing, because you're at rehearsal stage at the moment.
That's correct.
Has it touched on anything you sort of thought, oh, I've actually thought that myself?
Yeah, I mean, again, the lyrics that Dolgonoff has written is so true. You know, you sit there and going, you know, I'm a only child, so I haven't considered the murdering of a sibling. You know.
I have, yeah, I've been there. But I guess that's the thing is, with the characters themselves, if you keep, as you're reading through it, you can actually understand the logic which they're following. I mean, even though it is such an awful thing to consider, they truly believe that they were above society, you know, being brought up in these rich households where they literally are above the law.
Society, for sure, for sure. Well, it sounds absolutely fantastic. Where is it and when can we see it?
It's at TheatreWorks.
TheatreWorks?
It opens on the 13th of April, running to the 23rd, although we are doing a charity night for the David Williams Fund on the 12th at 8 p.m. Tickets $20, with all $5 of each ticket going to the fund.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for that, guys. Now, of course, for our viewers, we've got complimentary tickets. So get out of bed, Mandy. I know you've hassled me before about these tickets, so this is going to be a fantastic show. You can email us at feedback@benttv.org.au. Go along and see the show. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I know a lot of the cast and crew here from Bent TV are going to go. Guys, thanks so much for joining us here on Q Weekly, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolute hit.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. And now we have a look at Q Calendar with our very excitable Elizabeth Blast. How are you?
Good, thanks, Jace.
That's good.
Did you have a good weekend?
I had a very good weekend. What's happening in Melbourne today?
What's happening in Melbourne today? Lots, apparently. Now, in Melbourne, over here, at the Lumiere Theatre, there's a movie called The History of Homosexual Australia, which is a documentary by Con Anamodianis. Is that right, Vic? I think that was right. Exploring 200 years or more of queer existence, and it explores the anomalies of social acceptance and the triumphs of bent individuals. Now that starts April 7 at the Lumiere Theatre, 108 Lonsdale Street, Melbourne, and that starts at 7 p.m. till they tell them to stop. I don't know what that means. Okay, Joy Melbourne 94.9. The wonderful Joy Melbourne. Transmission time every Tuesday from 8 till 9 with Jay and Lauren. They explore transgender news and issues. Really important. Go Jay, go Lauren. Tuesdays 8 till 9. Joy 94.9 on your FM dial. St Kilda, around about now. Richard Morrison says here, the guy who loves to smear coloured mud. He's a painter. Is having an exhibition depicting the straight cruising scene. I think that'd be fascinating. At the Jackman Gallery, 60 Inkerman Street, St Kilda. And that's until April 10. Have you ever seen Mr Morrison's work?
I thought you were going to ask me if I've ever seen straight people cruising. I'm like,
You don't have to answer that. Andy Warhol's Time Capsules is on at the moment at the National Gallery of Victoria. And my editor wrote here, famous pop artist, filmmaker and strange man. Anyway, apparently he hoarded all this stuff for years and years and years, and after he died there were about 600 boxes of it, and it's all on display.
wow.
Yeah, they should come under my stairs. There'd be a bevy of things after I'm dead. Yeah. Now it's from the 16th of March to the 8th of May, and the single tickets are $12, concessions are $8, unlimited entry tickets are $30, concession $20 for Andy Warhol's Time Capsules in the National Gallery. 9-18 are having a dance party at the Glass House, which is 51 Gibbs Street in Collingwood, and that's on Tuesday, the April the 12th, from 5 till 10 p.m. It's a bit of an early one, but I suppose they're young, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And that's $15 entry, and you have to be under 18 to attend, and you might be required to show your ID. Kylie Showgirl Tour. Fitzroy, over there somewhere. The Lisbon Community Information and Support Centre, Club Les 2005 Dance Party, April 16. And that's at 127 Brunswick Street, near Gertrude Street, at the Old Colonial Inn, or the Tock Lounge as they used to call it, up that way. I don't have enough time to give the details, but if you'd like to give us an email, I'll give them to you. And finally, Caroline Springs, once again, they have just started a social group over in Caroline Springs, the Paris end of nowhere, I like to call it. And that's, you can call Jake on 83 900 516 if you'd like to be a part of the Caroline Springs. There, Jake 83 900 516. That's all I have for Q Calendar. Don't forget, if you'd like to give me a plug, yes, something for me to plug on Q Calendar, don't forget to email me at feedback@benttv.org.au, because you never know, people, they just might be watching.
Lizzie, thank you so much. That was very fast and very entertaining.
It was fast.
That was great. Viewers, thanks so much for watching us on this week's episode of Q Weekly. On a personal note, hello to my big spunky Rob and his new girlfriend Anita, and of course Danielle. Don't forget to be watching us on Thursday nights for Face to Face. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you soon. Take care.